Well, I finished filleting with the GelMagic and my little flexible tube here all the inside seams up and around all the air tanks, so now I'm going to be fairly certain that it's going to be pretty much airtight and watertight, especially when I get done putting in the big fillets all the way around. So now I've got, I'm going to go ahead and start putting the seat tops on. I wanted to wait until I got the inside filleted, but now that that's done and I'm happy with it, I'm going to go ahead and start putting on the seat tops, and we'll get back into that in a second. Okay, we're going to start putting on the panels on the seat tops. I remember we used the scrap, and so it wasn't going to be wide enough, so I cut out some little cheater bars, because I've still got a full inch on each side of the 2x2s for these things to set on, plus all these crossbars. And I also, when I had it in place, I drew a line along here so I knew where I was going to put epoxy down, GelMagic out of the tube into here. So now that I've got my air popped up and a clean gun, and stay away from the leading edge, because we're going to need to round this over. This one's the only one where I didn't lower the plywood down to where it was flush and make this wider. I'll show you another technique of how to use easy fillet in here to fill in this little corner and then round it over. I love this thing. It's a little Max NF235A, and it's got the anti-dry fire, and nowhere in the literature does it say that it also has override, but it's got the little button right here that if you push it down when you come to the end and to stop shooting, and you got maybe 6-7 wires left, you push that button, it shoots all the way to the end. They don't say that, but it does. Okay, we're still using our leftover tube that we just did the inside of the tanks. There's no reason why I can't go ahead and add them on then. So just go ahead and dab you a little line across, put a little bit in here. I also, before I did this, I put some marks to the center line of this so I can add on some nails down through the middle. And also we come back to our little serrated plastic squeegee for spreading the GelMagic out, getting a nice even coat all along. Taller. Yeah, a little bit more, and we'll put that other panel on. Make sure you get enough. If it comes over onto the other side, that's fine. You're going to be putting that in there in a second. So, okay. Start in the center and work outwards, that way you excess go outwards. I'm shooting through 3/4 inch wires. That's long enough. And I probably put in more than what I need to, but it's so much fun. Stay within 1.5 inches here because we're going to cover up with plywood, or with fiberglass tape. So you those heads exposed. And where's my pencil? And don't go too wild on the center parts here. When all the seats are on in place, they're going to cure, but while we're doing it, and we got a tip, we might as well go along all the seams along the edges of the seats here and put in a GelMagic fillet. Give it a little more strength along that seam. And like I said before, and I sometimes do, push the nozzle along, and that drives the GelMagic down into the crack. Once I get this done, I'll come by with my finger and smooth everything out. I started out doing this with a fresh tube, so I'm probably not going to have much left over by the time I'm done, so you're going to need at least 2 tubes, maybe 3. I used 1, not quite all the way on the jump stitching, and I'll probably use the 1 on all the seats here to filleting inside and out. Okay, now drag a little finger in here. This will all be covered with easy fillet and a big nice thick fillet. This GelMagic underneath is going to keep it plywood from trying to warp in this position. There. The seats are in. The next thing I'll be doing is coming by and filling in any gaps, rounding over edges, and on the front part here, filling in this little open spot to give me a nice radius. Once I have all that done, then I can take my rasp and start rounding over these surfaces so I have a nice curve for the fiberglass tape. All these seams going this way will have the horizontal seat top seams will have fiberglass tape, and they'll be dead-ended over here, and then they'll be covered up. The edges, the rough edges, will be covered with fillets, and it's going to look really nice when I get done with it. So, and then the vertical sides on the footwell, and then I'm going to take probably get some glass out, some wide, cut out some strips of glass, and then roll around the fore and aft ends of the daggerboard trunk. And then we'll get to that when we get to it.